Last July, Tim Lincecum and Homer Bailey each made history. Bailey struck out 9 Giants in a masterpiece in front of the home crowd at Great American Ballpark. His second no-hitter in 10 months. Lincecum pitched his way into the record books 11 days later in San Diego when he struck out 13 en route to his first no-hitter of his career. Tonight, Bailey, Lincecum meet in Game 1 of the series next. The road trip continues. We are now in Cincinnati at Great American Ballpark as we get ready for Giants baseball, Game 1 of this 3-game series. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. Giants take 3 out of 4 in St. Louis. Now they come to this ballpark where it's been bad. The Giants have not played well in this ballpark, but they're hoping that Tim Lincecum has got some magic.
Well, he can have magic. We all know he's a no-hit guy. Well, so is the guy they're going to face tonight, Homer Bailey. He's got 2, and one of them is against the Giants. But when you come to Great American Ballpark, you think you better bring some offense. And right now, the Giants have the offense. And if you compare their numbers to the Reds' numbers, they've hit 17 more home runs. They've scored 59 more runs than the Reds. So this is a great place for the Giants because they are banging, and that should be the theme tonight.
All right, we'll look for some runs tonight. Hopefully not for both teams. Lincecum, he's got a no-hitter. Homer Bailey, he's got a no-hitter. Should be fun tonight. Stay tuned. We'll take you to our Comcast Sportsnet studios for an update right after this.
brought to you by Jack in the Box. Head to Jack in the Box and try the new Jack's Blazing Chicken Sandwich. It's Jack's hottest sandwich yet. And by Toyota, #1 in MPG, durability, and resale value. Toyota, let's go places.
We're in Cincinnati as we get ready for the Giants and the Reds. Game 1 of this 3-game series. Our game time weather here's presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is now open every day. 86 degrees here. Winds at 10 miles per hour. Humidity at 55%. And we have lots of sunshine. All right, let's take a look at the lineup that Homer Bailey will be facing. And the Giants lineup is brought to you by Coors Light. It'll be Pagan, Pence, and Posey. And Pablo Sandoval, you can see what he's done in his last 22 games. Followed by Moore, Sanchez, and Crawford. Arias gets a start after a nice day at the plate in St. Louis. And Lincecum will hit 9th.
On the hill tonight for the Cincinnati Reds will be the right-hander Homer Bailey. Bailey, 27 years old, 6'4", 230-pounder, out of LaGrange, Texas. It is 6th year at the big league level. And when you see Homer Bailey, you're going to see some good stuff. He's going to go mid to high 90s with the fastball. He will 2- and 4-seam the fastball. He will cut the ball. You'll see a curveball, a slider, and a changeup. And he has had some pretty good ownage on the Giants. 4-2 lifetime. One of those games, a no-hitter. And if you think back into that game that he started in the 2012 NLDS, Homer Bailey was brilliant. And Giants got struck out 16 times and got 1 hit and won a game. Don't ask me how, but that was Homer Bailey's start. Let's take a look at the defense playing behind Homer Bailey. Starting in the outfield for the Reds from left to right, it'll be Schumacher, Hamilton, and Bruce. Good arms across the board in the Reds outfield. Cozart and Frazier on the left side of the infield. Phillips and Pena on the right side, and Devin Mesoraco will be in the squad putting down the signs.
And he's having a good year, that kid. So here's Pagan to lead things off. And the pitch to Pagan is a called strike. So we get started at 7-11. Pagan hitting at 327, and he pops this one out into shallow right field for Phillips, and that's how this game gets started.
All right, let's take a look at our Nissan keys to the game. Number 1, Pagan, Ignite. He's had the best numbers of any of the Giants against Homer Bailey lifetime, hitting 429. So we'll watch him the rest of the way in this game. Number 2, Lincecum control. The last couple of outings for Lincecum have not been good with the control of the fastball. In the last 11 innings, he has walked 10, so he needs to prove upon that. Those are our Nissan keys to the game.
And here's Hunter Pence hitting at 284. 7 home runs, 21 driven in. And he doesn't waste any time as he fouls this one just below us. Pence, in that 4-game series in St. Louis, went 4 for 18 with a home run. He's 2 for 14 lifetime against Homer Bailey. And he hammers one to left field. It is out of here. And it's 1-0 Giants.
I'll tell you what, if there's a quicker bat in this league to a fastball above the letters, I want to see it.
And we got some Giants fans behind the Giants dugout. Home run number 8.
High fastball right across the letters. Boom. Tomahawk. And that went out of here in a hurry. Home run number 8 for Pence.
Here's Buster Posey. And Buster Posey lets it go, and it's no balls and 1 strike.
And how fast did this thing get out of here? Quick. We watched Schumacher in left field took about 5 steps back and then stopped.
Buster coming off a game. He went 3 for 5. That was his only game he played with in St. Louis. He's 0 for 8 lifetime against Bailey. And remember, those are just games during the regular season. Angel Hernandez says that's a strike. It's 1-2. With Pablo Sandoval on deck. And Posey chases a pitch out of the strike zone, but he gets just enough of it. Giants are 37-20. They took 3 out of 4 in St. Louis. They had a nice win on Sunday. They're 18-11 on the road. Posey out in front, and he rolls it foul.
Nice little breaking ball from Bailey. Really had Buster reaching, lost his legs in that swing. For Angel Hernandez, his zone can be tight, and it usually starts out low early in the game. Then it has a tendency to get a little bit higher as the game wears on. And if you're throwing strikes, you can maybe get a little width on both sides of the plate, but I think he's a hitter's umpire.
And Posey chases one away. So that's the first strikeout. Time for our Togo's big play, the Togo's way. On July 2nd, 2013, Homer Bailey threw his second career no-hitter, striking out 9 with only 1 walk, and he threw 109 pitches.
Oh, he was really tough that night. In fact, I think the Giants, if you ask them, they'll tell you he's got the best stuff in the league.
Here's the Panda hitting at .251, 8 home runs, 25 driven in. Sandoval's had a good trip, 5 for 16. A couple of doubles, a home run. Here he waves at a pitch, and he's behind 0-1. Turned out to be a nice night. A little threatening all day. Tomorrow's the day that's supposed to get weird. Sandoval waves at another one, 0-2.
Good changeup. Homer Bailey's got great stuff. I mean, that has never, ever been an issue. Commanding it, that has at times been the issue. And I really wouldn't classify him as being wild. It's just that he will give you some good location pitches to hit in the strike zone.
Sandoval fouls this one out of play. Remember, this is the park Sandoval hit a foul ball out of the park. That's hard to do.
Yeah, it is. That's more impressive than hitting a home run.
It is. See if Frazier's got room. He does, and they'll end the inning. Hunter Pence, it's his 8th. It's just a low line drive, and it's bye-bye baby. It's the Giants 1 and the Reds coming up. Billy Hamilton to lead things off. See, leads NL rookies 22 runs. followed by Frazier, Phillips, and then Bruce. Mesoraco will hit 5th. Then it's Pena, Schumacher, and Cozart, and Bailey will hit 9th.
Tim Lincecum on the hill tonight for the Giants, a 2-time National League Cy Young Award winner, 4-time All-Star. Takes the hill for his 12th start of the year. Has gone 4-3 with a 4.18 ERA in his first 11 starts. The Giants are 8-3 in those outings. Last outings he had against Chicago and Minnesota, the Giants won those ball games, but he had some problems with his command. When he's right, you're going to see a low 90s fastball, curveball, slider, and a split. He's averaging more than a strikeout an inning, and you see the little scraper that they have. It's a rubber scraper for your spikes that Lincecum had the guy come out and move it back. It was bugging him where it was. So, not a problem. Let's take a look at the defense that the Giants will employ tonight behind Tim Lincecum, starting the Giants outfield from left to right. It'll be Morse, Pagan, and Pence. That's your outfield. Crawford and Sandoval on the left side of the infield. Arias and Posey on the right side. And Hector Sanchez will be in the squad putting down the signs.
And the pitch to Hamilton is a called strike. Hamilton hitting .251. He's got a home run. He's got 10 driven in. Reds, like the Giants, had the day off yesterday. And Hamilton did not play the last game in Arizona. He had a sore right elbow.
Well, he has amazing speed, and it's the type of speed that will put pressure on everybody on the infield, not just the guys on the left side.
Oh boy.
He's got 20 steals on the year. He's been thrown out 6 times. So with that, the Giants infielders all playing in a step or so. And this is tapped foul. So it remains 1-2.
You see how the Giants play the infield, and they are playing in shallow. Everybody's in a couple of steps, and Sandoval is even with the bag, even with 2 strikes.
Hamilton just got a piece. We mentioned Angel Hernandez behind home plate. It'll be Johnson, Morales, and Vanover from first to third.
21 years as an umpire, Angel Hernandez.
Two and two.
And that's an easy take. And you hate to waste a pitch in a 1-2 count that's so easy to take. You would like to have something that's close to the corner that has movement that runs out of the strike zone, and you would hope that a hitter would have to feel like he has to defend that and chase. But that last pitch, that's an easy take.
That's a fair ball. And that's a double.
It's like he sort of dug that out on the hands with the fastball. And just sort of sliced it down the left field line. And just like that, the Reds have something going. And believe me, when Hamilton's on base, you have to know what he's doing at all times. He thinks steal, and he'll be thinking third base here, especially with Lincecum, who has a reputation for being slow out of the stretch.
Here's Frazier hitting .269, 10 home runs, 29 runs batted in. And that fastball is in tight. So Lincecum now out of the stretch. We watched him struggle a little bit out of the stretch his last outing. Always tested in the first inning.
Well, that always seems to be the inning of vulnerability.
And they got him picked off, and Hamilton's going to score. It's 1-1.
Boy, they had him picked off big time. And it was just a second look from Lincecum. And as he lifted the leg up, Hamilton broke. And all he had to do was step off the mound and run at Hamilton. He did not have to throw it. If he steps off that mound and runs at Hamilton, they got him without a throw.
Frazier takes a strike.
Well, maybe just one throw, but that really was where the mistake was made from Lincecum. He didn't have to throw that ball to Arias or make an attempt to throw it to Arias.
Frazier 2 for 5 lifetime against Lincecum.
And Hector Sanchez is going to start calling some other pitches, because right now, just like the last two starts, that fastball command is not there. And the easiest thing to do to get him back on track is start going to his other pitches. Time now for our Geico quote. Tim Lincecum on Homer Bailey's no-hitter against the Giants last year. He said he did something special against us in that game. It's one of those things that always sticks in your mind. It's ingrained.
So here's Phillips. Frazier takes the walk. Phillips hitting .270, 4 home runs, 20 driven in. Frazier's got 4 steals at first, so Lincecum's going to have to keep an eye on him. Jay Bruce is on deck. Strike, one at the knees.
That's the problem with Angel Hernandez's strike zone. It's a small strike zone, and if you're having some command problems, it gets smaller. And he's not the kind of umpire that will look for strikes. He has his zone, and he stays with that zone.
Phillips fouls it out of play, so Lincecum jumps out in front, 0-2. Reds are 12-12 at home. In their last 10 games, they're 5-5. And here in the early part of June, they're 7.5 back of Milwaukee. (0-2) to Brandon Phillips. Out of play again. The series we were talking about that the Reds just came from, that was a 4-game series. The Diamondbacks won game 1, and then the Reds won the next 3. So they come into this game with a 3-game winning streak. An off-speed pitch to Phillips, and it's 1-2.
That's a good 0-2 pitch right there. That'll make a hitter think. One right below the strike zone, then falls down below. You get a lot of guys to chase that one. And you can say that with all 3 of his specialty pitches: the curveball, the slider, and the split.
And a good rip by Phillips, and another foul ball. So Phillips in a pretty good battle with Tim Lincecum. He's thrown 17 pitches already this inning. But like we said, that's not unusual for the first inning. Now Frazier goes, and it's a bouncing ball to Arias, and the only play will be at first. So Frazier ends up at second on the ground ball, and the hitter will be Jay Bruce.
Cloud cover really has made for a perfect condition for the players on the field. It's not too hot, not too cold, just the right amount of humidity. Ideal conditions.
Here's Bruce. And the first pitch is high and wide. He came off the DL on May 21st. He had a torn cartilage in his left knee that required some surgery. And since coming off the DL, he's 4 for 30. Nice play by Sanchez. 2 balls and no strikes. With Mesoraco on deck. And an off-speed pitch pulled foul.
Heads up down there. Watch your lips.
Bruce during the regular season has only faced Lincecum 6 times. He's 2 for 6. Lincecum hasn't had the greatest starts lifetime against the Reds. Fastball 1-2. Arias is playing out in shallow right field, so they have not an overshift, but Crawford is definitely playing Bruce to pull. So Frazier with his lead at second, Crawford trying to keep him close. And Bruce lines this one down the right field line, and that's a fair ball. Frazier's going to score, and it's 2-0, or make it 2-1.
They try to go above his hands, and that's not a bad pitch. I had a little cut to it, and you got to credit Jay Bruce for going out of the strike zone in on the hands and barreling that thing, keeping it fair. That's a tough pitch to stay inside. Nice 2-strike at bat from Jay Bruce.
So here's Mesoraco. Mesoraco hitting at .351, 8 home runs, 25 driven in. And he looks at a pitch down low for Bruce. That was career RBI number 500.
Reds are without their all-star first baseman Joey Votto. He's on the disabled list with a quad problem. They've really been bit by the injury bug this year. They're just now starting to get a lot of their bullpen back.
This is hit high and deep and gone. And now it's a 4-run first inning.
Dave Righetti going to come out. It's when you challenge a guy on the mound. A 4-1 spot in the first inning. You're upset. You're embarrassed. And as a pitching coach, that's when you'll challenge a guy. Because Dave Righetti needs some innings out of Tim Lincecum. And a first inning knockout is really
something that is hard to eat, especially when you're on the road. Let's take a look at the pitch. They set up away. It goes middle in, and Mesoraco says, "Thank you very much." That's 90 miles an hour, straight as a string, and just not a lot on it. And that's the problem with being out of whack mechanically. You lose movement, you lose velocity, and you lose command. And right now, he's got none of the three.
Here's Brian Pena, who takes down low, 1-0. Pena at 290, 3 home runs, 12 driven in. With Skip Schumacher on deck. And it's very high, and it's 2-0.
And you can see the frustration on Lincecum. There's nothing worse than not being able to command your stuff. And he's adjusting mechanically on every pitch. And he's not trying to throw a corner pitch on the knees. He's just trying to throw a strike. There's no worse feeling for a healthy pitcher than no command.
So he pours that one in for a strike. It's 3-1. Morris coming in from left. 2 outs. And that'll bring up Schumacher. Schumacher at 246, a home run, 7 driven in, and Schumacher, the 7th Reds hitter to hit, as there's a breaking ball for a strike. Tapped slowly, kicks off the mound. Crawford to Posey, and that'll end the inning. So damage done. 4 runs for the Reds. We've played 1 inning. It's 4-1 Cincinnati. All have dynamic deals, which means tickets starting as low as $8. Visit sfgiants.com/dynamic deal and check out the Nationals. So here's Michael Morris. Morris hitting .295, 11 home runs, 38 driven in. And he bounces this one to Phillips. And Phillips will make the play. 1 pitch, 1 out. And here's Hector Sanchez. Sanchez a little late coming out of the dugout, which means he's a little late now coming out of the on-deck circle.
Yeah, you got to cut his catcher a little slack.
Yes, you do.
Especially he just got through catching about 30 pitches in the bottom of the first. Let's see the frustration from Lincecum. It's a tough feeling. Because you're trying everything within your power to try and figure it out.
Sanchez tardy. It's 0-2.
Problem when you're thinking about every pitch mechanically, I mean, you forget to compete. You forget about the guy in the box. The only guy you're competing with is yourself.
High to Sanchez.
And from Dave Righetti's standpoint, you come back in, you start talking about quick fixes, about things that you could try. And every pitcher has keys. Every hitter has keys. Mechanical keys. Where you want your hands when you're on your foot. Where you want your weight when you're on your 1 foot starting your motion. Where you want to land, what part of your foot when you're striding towards your target.
Sanchez gets hit.
Nice break. The bad news for the Giants, you give up a 4 spot at the bottom of the first and you're down by 3 runs in this ballpark. That's nothing. Just skimmed off his left forearm. That will not leave a bruise.
Which Hector Sanchez doesn't need, by the way.
No, I think he leads the team in bruises.
Got plenty of those. Here's Crawford. Crawford at 236. 6 home runs, 26 driven in. And this is driven down the left field line, and it is slicing, and it's a fair ball. So Sanchez will go into third and Crawford into second with a double.
And you really have to be careful when you're taking the extra base or thinking about taking the extra base with this Reds outfield. They've really got good arms. Nice opposite field base hit. You can really see the head stay down through the swing. Completely hit away from the defense. They had Schumacher, the left fielder, favoring the left center field gap and giving up the line.
Here's Arias, who had 3 hits on Sunday. He went 3 for 4.
Any ground ball up the middle, it's a run.
Look out, it's 1 ball and no strikes.
Now I'm assuming a ground ball up the middle. Hector Sanchez, who has below average speed, is going to break. I don't know if he'll break on a ground ball in the corner. It's going to have to be a medium speed or slower for Sanchez to score.
Hit out to right field. This still might be a challenge. Bruce has got it. Sanchez is coming home, and the throw, and he made it. Mesoraco couldn't dig it out. It's a sacrifice fly. Also on this play, Crawford went to third.
Good arms across the board, and Jay Bruce probably has the most accurate of the 3 arms. Just a little bit to the right of home plate from our perspective, to the left of home plate from Jay Bruce's perspective. But clearly an open lane for Hector Sanchez, and a nice at bat for Arias to get him in.
Lincecum's 0 for 14. And he takes a strike, and it's 0-1.
Edgar's looking for some air.
Oh, 2.
He maybe set him up for the 2-strike bunt.
The Barry Zito 2-strike bunt.
Right now, I think it'd be a pretty good play. Dave Greshner checking on his catcher.
And Lincecum out to end the inning. Giants pick up a run on a double and a sacrifice fly. It's 4-2 Cincinnati.
On July 13th, 2013, only 11 days after the Giants were on the receiving end of a no-hitter by Homer Bailey of the Reds. Tim Lincecum no-hits the Padres, striking out 13 in the process, and it only took him 148 pitches. And that is our AT&T U-verse rewind.
Just?
Well, yeah. I don't see guys do that anymore. And he didn't even bat an eye.
Did not. That is a big one.
Turkey.
Wow. It's like something you see in the movies.
Well, if that's a chicken, man, I don't want to meet that chicken.
Here's Cozart, who takes high, 1-0. Cozart hitting .225. And a strike. One for 4 lifetime against Lincecum. Good pitch, 1-2.
That's a fantastic pitch.
Mix them up.
That's the thing. When you're struggling with that fastball, get off it. Get onto your other pitches. Let them get you out of a jam.
So Cozart is out swinging. And that'll bring up Homer Bailey.
Now, how many times have we seen this with Tim Lincecum, where that first inning is just a real struggle for him? Then he'll find his rhythm and take off.
Yeah, and it's all about how much damage is done in the first.
Yeah.
Today, 4 runs, and by no means does that mean this game is over with. The Giants Put on some pretty good at bats against Homer Bailey.
I don't know how many times I've seen that where he struggles in the first inning. I'm thinking this is not going to be a long outing. And then whoop, he gets right into a groove and he'll sell. He's there in the 7th inning.
Big bouncer to Sandoval. 2 outs. And here's Hamilton. Hamilton double. Was picked off, and Lincecum threw the ball into center field. He was credited with a stolen base, and he scored on the error. And a bunt. And that'll end the inning. Top of the order coming up. Pagan, Pence, and Posey. 4-2 Reds.
Is brought to you by the Solar Company. Not just any solar company. The Solar Company. Switch to solar and save.
It is 4-2 Cincinnati as we head to the 3rd. It'll be Pagan, Pence, and Posey.
A lot of orange in the stands tonight.
Yeah, especially behind the Giants dugout. Pagan opened up the game with a pop-up to Phillips at second. Here he takes down low. 3 for 8 lifetime against Homer Bailey. And that runs in tight. 2 balls and no strikes. The Giants have lost 10 of their last 11 regular season games to the Reds. 10 of 11.
That's why the miracle of 2012 is even more impressive.
It's as if they were playing in a different stadium.
Well, it was a time that we all enjoyed. October of 2012.
And a strike to Pagan to make it 3-1. And the walk.
Talk about that miracle of 2012. Let's take a look at our Ford right choice. Game 4 of the 2012 National League Division Series here with the Reds. Lincecum came out of the bullpen and pitched 4 1/3 strong innings, allowing 1 run on 2 hits, striking out 6 with no walks, and the Giants tied the series that day. Lincecum was the X factor. And he really hit his groove, and that was our Ford right choice.
Here's Pence, who homered in the first inning. Pagan with a good lead. And it's low and away. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Buster Posey on deck. Good speed at first. And that time it hits the outside corner to even the count.
I think about Pence is if you pound him on one side of the plate with hard stuff, he'll go the other way with you. In this ballpark, there's lots of carry to right field. It is live.
And now Homer Bailey will step off, chase Pagan back. Phillips really shading Hunter Pence to pull in the infield. Kind of interesting there. The sunlight is gone on the field except for right at home plate.
Oh yeah, this little spot out there. Oops. Well, they have a gap in the stands here. Architecturally, it's gorgeous, but the sun does take advantage of it.
Pence down the left field line into the corner. This is a fair ball. And Pagan will be held up at third. Pence has got a double. We lost sight of it where we're located. But watching Larry Vanover, the third base umpire, he was all over it.
Just goes out and just hooks this thing down the line. And well, you see a ball stay fair with that type of a swing. I mean, that itself is impressive. But a nice play by Schumacher as he dug that out quickly and limited Pagan to just 2 bases. He couldn't score.
So here's Buster Posey, who struck out in the first.
Homer Bailey has had some ownage on him.
0 for 9 lifetime. And a strike, and it's 0-1. That's about as easy as a 96 as you're going to see.
It's got a good fastball. I said about 2 starts ago, his last inning, he was throwing 98, 99. Started the evening at 95, and he had that fastball build as the game wore on.
Mesoraco setting the target in, and it's foul back. It's 0-2. Pagan at third, Pence at second. And Posey goes after the high fastball and fouls it back.
Yeah, they're climbing ladder on him with that fastball. Remember, he struck out on a slider in his last at bat. It really just sort of waved through a ball that was off the plate. And the way that he swung, you would believe that he didn't see it. Some guys you just don't see. I mean, how else do you explain 0 for 9 lifetime against Bailey?
Shallow center field. It's Phillips battling the wind, and he'll make the catch. So you can see there is a little wind up there, and that'll bring up Pablo Sandoval. So Buster Posey, I'm sure, quite disappointed in that at bat. The thing this Giants team has done so well this year is one guy picks up the other.
Well, that's what Sandoval is going to try and do right now. He's going to try and pick up Buster Posey. And that's a long walk back from first base to the dugout for Posey. He does not usually make and miss those opportunities with runners at third base in less than 2 outs.
Sandoval popped out to the third baseman Frazier to end the first. And a mighty swing by Sandoval, and it's 0-1. So Bailey trying to pitch out of this mess.
Yeah, he's pitching for a strikeout here. And he's facing a hot hitter.
Rocco had that bounce around a bit. It's a ball and a strike.
You have to make your toes if you're Pagan. You have to anticipate, because Mesoraco can box a few fastballs, especially up.
Bailey ready. And 1-2.
They're just going high, hard stuff. Ratchet those batting gloves down every time after a swing.
Tried to get Sandoval one more time. It's 2-2, and he may go back up there again.
Oh, absolutely, he's going to go up there. Although that's 4 pitches in a row, all hard stuff, all above the letters, and you might see him bounce one here. But I still believe if I was going to bet, they'd go right back up with hard stuff again. That looks like they want it down.
And Sandoval got a piece.
Down below the strike zone, up above the strike zone. I don't think he's seen a strike in this at bat.
I don't think he has either.
And from a pitcher's perspective, if a guy's going to go out of the strike zone like that, if you throw one in the strike zone, you're crazy.
Plus, he's got first base open. Didn't have to do anything with him. Try to tie him up again. And this is hammered into center field. Hamilton back, still back. He's going to make the running catch. Pagan is going to tag and score, and it's 4-3. Nice at bat.
Well, nice everything. Sandoval in a 2-strike situation almost put it over the head of Hamilton, and only the great speed of the red center fielder was able to go back and deny him extra bases. But a nice 2-strike at bat. Again, another pitch out of the strike zone, not quite as high as the other. And watch the play from Hamilton. Straight back, high backhander over the shoulder. So an easy score for Pagan.
Here's Michael Morris. And a strike to Morris, who bounced out to Phillips in the second. Up the middle. Cozart, lots of time, and that'll end the inning. Giants pick up a run. We'll head to the bottom of the third. It's 4-3 Reds.
Available to download for free. This is a must-have app for Giants fans when you are visiting AT&T Park, as it will allow you to check in to unlock special offers, find the favorite ballpark foods, your favorite ballpark foods, view game highlights, and you even get to upgrade your seat. That's right. Learn more at sfgiants.com/ballpark app, or you can text ballpark to 31826 to download at the ballpark right now.
All right. The view is a little better. Here's Frazier. Frazier with a swing and a miss. He drew a walk and scored in the first inning. And a quick 0-2. So right now, a different guy than what we saw in the first inning.
And he's out of the windup, too. It's the stretch that's causing the problems. I do believe it.
Right at Arias, 1 out.
Perfectly placed.
So here's Phillips. Phillips bounced out to Arias in the second inning.
Yep, they're getting the ballpark app.
And a strike, and it's 0-1.
I mean, he's got the knee-high command with the fastball now. I mean, he looks like a different guy.
And that's just barely inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Jay Bruce is on deck. Reds 4, Giants 3, bottom of the third. And Phillips takes that pitch in the dirt. Nice crowd tonight. Some empty seats up on top.
And good baseball fans here in Cincinnati. It's a fun crowd to play in front of as a player. It's a ballpark where if you are a visiting player and you do something, they'll applaud you. If you do something worthy of applause.
Phillips should see a pretty good pitch to hit here. It's 3-1. And he fouls it down the right field line and out of play.
This ballpark has been a live ballpark since the day they opened its doors. And when you think about the Cincinnati Reds, I mean, you think about hitting. And I think that was how they designed it. They wanted runs scored here.
Got him. And Phillips didn't think so.
I thought he was taking a quick step back to the dugout because he knew it was strike three. I don't know why you would think this was anything but strike three. Perhaps he thought it was a bit high. Grab some pine, Pete.
Here's Jay Bruce. Bruce doubled down the right field line to knock in a run. Now the Giants will put on the shift. Sandoval is the Giants shortstop. And this is popped up to the Giants shortstop. And it'll be ruled to pop up to the third baseman. You figure it out. After 3, 4-3 Reds.
I'm so confused.
Be a fan photo. Name and hometown for a chance to have it shown in an upcoming game broadcast brought to you by AT&T. Here's Braden from Manteca. And Braden's a big fan of the National League Pitcher of the Month, Madison Bumgarner. Yes. Way to go, Braden.
Yeah, way to go, Madison Bumgarner. Pitcher of the Month. There's only 6 recipients of that award a year in the National League.
Yeah, if you win it in March, it doesn't have a whole lot of ring to it. Here's Hector Sanchez, hit by a pitch in the second, and he scored. And he fouls it out of play. The numbers for Sanchez, there's a family that's got it going. Sanchez is 3 for his last 31. 1 for 9 in St. Louis. So he's due.
Well, you want a great at bat out of this guy. Put a runner at second base. And that's kind of how he's been this year. His best ABs have been when runners have been in scoring position. It's not a bad reputation to get, but I'm sure he would like to get his batting average up around at least 250.
10 for 30 with runners in scoring position.
Yeah.
Here he's behind in the count, 1-2. And he got him.
3 strikeouts now for Homer Bailey. Well, time to log on to csnbayarea.com and decide the player of the game. Your vote counts. Winner will be revealed during the Giants postgame live. Follow the action on the diamond like never before with enhanced Bloomberg stats and more. Giants in-game live on csnbayarea.com. Log on right now and vote.
Crawford doubled down the left field line in the second. So Bailey with 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. He's hit a batter. And Crawford takes a strike. And Crawford out in front is going to pop this one up in foul territory to Frazier. 2 outs. And Joaquin Arias now a shot. Arias right now, try to get on, let that pitcher hit here in the 4th inning. Pitch number 57 for Bailey, and this is driven right at Hamilton, and he'll make the run and catch to end the inning. First 1-2-3 inning for Hamilton, or for Bailey.
The San Francisco Giants. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of San Francisco Baseball Associates, LLC.
Well, looking for the perfect Father's Day gift? Well, we got an idea for you. How about an orange and black necktie plus tickets to 2 Giants games? And it's a Father's Day gift pack starting at $39. 2 great games plus the necktie. Visit sfgiants.com/minipacks. Here's Mesoraco, who lifted a 2-run home run into the bleachers and left in the first inning. And here he takes an off-speed pitch up high, 1 ball and no strikes. And an off-speed pitch is flopped in there for a strike to even the count.
That's a nice call on a 1-0 count. Stay out of the fastball. Go to another pitch. You know you can get over the strike zone. In the strike zone.
This is a foul ball. This was the home run. It went into the bleachers and left. He hit it good.
Well, they set the target away. It goes to the other side of the plate, middle in, and that is his wheelhouse. He's a short arm swinger, very quick middle in. And lots of power. But that's just a flat out location mistake, and you have nobody to blame but yourself. And Lincecum knows where his holes are. He knows what gets him out. And that's what makes it even more aggravating when you're a pitcher and you can't locate it. Because sometimes you feed the guy strength.
This one is fair to Sandoval. 1 out. Not a base runner for the Reds since Mesoraco's home run, and here's Pena. Pena popped out to Michael Morris in the first inning. And the first pitch is high, 1-0. Schumacher on deck. And a belt tie strike. Lincecum now with 56 pitches, so he's calmed it down since the first inning. Out of play. 1-2.
Well, he's also avoided the stretch since the first inning. I think when he gets in the stretch, he's so conscious about being quick to give a catcher a chance to throw out a would-be base stealer that it really throws him out of his rhythm.
Two and 2 to Pena. And a full count. So here's the payoff coming up to Brian Pena with Schumacher on deck. And ball 4.
Second walk for Lincecum. A little upset that he put himself in the stretch now, but this will be interesting now that he gets into the stretch for the second time to see how he's able to command his release. Now it isn't going to be a situation where he's going to probably try and be too quick because he doesn't have Billy Hamilton at first base. He's got Brian Pena, who's not a base stealing threat, so it may not mess his rhythm up like it did in the first inning with Hamilton on base. Hamilton, one of the premier base stealers in the National League.
Schumacher on the ground to Posey, and it's through Buster Posey. Pena is thinking about going to third, and now it'll be cut off by Crawford, so it'll be an error on Buster Posey.
You don't see Posey make many mistakes. He's got very good hands, and he's thinking this is going to be a double play. And it just goes right through the wicket. So now Lincecum's going to be asked to pitch through an error. And this is a big, big point in this game.
Cozart struck out in the second. And it's 1 ball and no strikes on the appeal, no swing. Giants trail by a run, and the pitch to Cozart is down low, so it's 2-0. So now Lincecum's got to come back in. He does. It's 2 balls and 1 strike.
He needed a strike there. And more importantly, he got it with a fastball. And more importantly, it was down around the knees. And that's where he can get a ground ball, and that's where he can get a double play.
And this is cued, and it's going to come back, and then it hit the ridge where the dirt and grass come together, and it knocked it foul.
That's the weirdest ground ball I ever saw.
I mean, that was coming back into fair territory.
Cued right off the end, and as it gets towards the cut of the grass, it hits the cut, and it goes foul. So that's a break for the Reds.
Got him.
Good curveball.
Here's Homer Bailey.
You can see the pitches. It's 32 in the first, 8 in the second, 10 in the third, and Aries at 16. I mean, you got 66 pitches, and half of them were the first inning, darn near.
Bailey bounced out to Sandoval. It looks like he can handle the bat, so you know Lincecum's going to have to be careful. Pena's at second. Schumacher's at first. And this is hit into right center field. And Pagan is going to track it down with a nice sliding catch. So Lincecum does indeed pitch through the air. The Reds will strand a pair. And Pagan puts it away. It remains 4-3 Reds. tomorrow's game. It'll be Ryan Vogelsong for the Giants against Tony Zingrani. You see the numbers. Vogelsong is pitching well. Zingrani, very talented young lefty. And you can join us right here on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. Pregame live at 3:30, and then we'll bring you game 2 of the series. It's a 4-3 lead for the Reds. We're not trying to deliver bad news, but the weather just doesn't look very good for tomorrow. At least that's what everybody's telling us.
Well, they're saying the storm that's coming this way is in Omaha right now, and it's got hailstones the size of baseballs. And
watermelons, I heard. But they're shrinking as they come in this direction.
Yeah.
Here's Lincecum, who struck out in the second. And the first pitch is down low. And a strike to even the count. Pagan on deck, and then Pence. Two balls and a strike. I'll tell you who feels a lot better is Buster Posey.
Well, yeah, and anytime a pitcher can pitch through an error, that's really picking a player that made an error up.
Lincecum, foul.
Well, here's the play that ended for the Reds off the bat of Homer Bailey, and Angel Pagan had to go a long way. He had been playing shallow. He took a very direct route. Makes it look easy.
Here's the 2-2 to Lincecum. And Lincecum slices that one foul.
God, Tim Flannery. That one whistled right by him.
Got him.
Well, talking about great catches in Cincinnati from Angel Pagan. What do you say we go to Game 5 flashback? And Angel Pagan coming in to a slide. And look at the emotion. You think there was a little pump going on between these guys? They were starting to feel it.
That 5-0 lead felt like 1-0.
It did.
Here's Pagan, who walked and scored in the third. Bailey with pitch number 64. And it's in tight, maybe low, 1 ball and no strikes. Hunter Pence is on deck. And that's low and away, 2-0. Outfield straight away. In at third is Frazier. Bailey now has to come in, and the 2-0, and this is lifted into left center field, but Schumacher's got a beat on it. Yahoo Sports Talk Live, presented by Comcast Business Class, hosted by Elmer Kozimor, and it will be tonight at 8 p.m. and a whole bunch of guys. Here's Pence. Hunter Pence is homered, and he's doubled. And he takes a strike, and it's 0-1. Buster Posey to follow.
Pence gets in there. He doesn't like to leave his back foot. He may take that front foot out of the box, but that back foot normally stays in there.
You got a piece. It's 1-2. That was right off the end of the bat. Hit right over the mound and off the glove of Bailey and into center field.
That's a magic one-do hit right there.
He's got the one-do going. You're right. Although his first two hits were really good. This one was the one-do.
Yeah, this was the magic one-do here.
So here's Buster Posey. He's struck out. He's popped out.
He's struck out. He's popped out. He's made an error. You think he wants to do something in this at bat?
I think he does. Pence with 7 steals. We'll see if he's got stealing a bag on his mind. And the first pitch strike at 95, and it's 0-1. Pena holding on Pence at first. And this is a rocket up the middle for a base hit.
And he was looking for one thing, and he got it. Slider in the strike zone. The Giants, part of their lineup, starting to gain some reputation. Here's an 0-1 slider. And it's just right out there, mid-thigh out over the plate. And look at the back leg, completely timed to the speed. He was totally looking for that thing.
Well, this is the right guy up. Sacrifice fly in the 3rd inning. Outside and low. 1 ball and no strikes. Bailey looks to second, and Sandoval lifts this one into the seats down the left field line and out of play.
So a 1-0 changeup from Bailey. Criticism around Cincinnati in regards to Bailey. When you look at his numbers, he came into this game with a 5.04 ERA. I mean, for a guy with his stuff, you think, how is that possible? And a lot of people think he's throwing too much off-speed stuff. He's not staying with the fastball.
In tight.
Next pitch will be number 75. It's about where you want to be at the end of the 5th inning.
Well, he's got a base. He didn't have to throw Sandoval a strike if he'd much rather go after Michael Morris.
Well, and for Sandoval, I mean, you have to get a good pitch to hit. And I'm sure one of the things, in fact, I know for a fact, after his last at bat, Hensley Mullins, the Giants hitting instructor, would have gone to Sandoval and said, you know, you didn't get one pitch in the strike zone in that last at bat.
Well, if we know Sandoval, it's not likely he's going to take this pitch. 3-1. Three and two.
And that was 96 right across the knees on the outside corner. That was a perfect pitch. And you know, if you're a Reds fan and you see that type of a fastball with that kind of location, and the guy's not doing much with it, they're wondering, why are you throwing all the other pitches?
Runners will be on the move. It's 3-2. Giants down by a run.
He shook off 3 signs, and finally Mesoraco is going to come out and say, hey, all right, what do you want to do? I give up. I'm out of fingers. If you can read lips, you can tell what's coming because they're talking about it.
He said they're reading my lips, so whatever I tell you, don't listen to me.
Well, he said, I'm going to throw this ball down in the dirt, and then the next pitch, I'm going to throw it up above the shoulders because I have an open base.
Here's the 3-2 pitch, and the runners go, and Sandoval swings and misses, and now end the inning. We came back with the same pitch. Top of the order coming up.
Is brought to you by Big O Tires. Tires, service, straight talk. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
Here at Great American Ballpark, it's a 4-3 lead for the Reds. And for Cincinnati, it'll be Billy Hamilton who will lead things off.
A couple of gamers.
Oh, yeah. They've taken this serious.
Very serious. Thinking about Skyline Chili.
Sandoval way in at third. And there's a fastball for a strike. Sandoval is doing what Pete Rose used to do to guys that thought about maybe laying down a bunt. Not foul.
I want to see about Billy Hamilton, how this game started off. 2 strikes, flip of the bat, puts himself at second base with an opposite field double. Then he gets picked off, and Lincecum, who did not need to make that throw, fires it into center field and an easy score.
Crawford has no chance as Hamilton beats it out, and now the fun begins.
And now the fun begins, indeed.
And that came on a pitcher. Lincecum was way out in front.
Well, this is really what the Reds want Hamilton to do. Now watch this swing. That's just a little half swing. They don't want him to get completely wound up in a home run type swing. They want contact on the left side of the infield, and they want him out of the box. And that is absolutely the approach that they have taught him in the minor leagues.
Here's Frazier. And a fastball high, 1-0. If you're Lincecum and you're really worried about Hamilton, I think you got to forget about Hamilton. I mean, he may do everything right and still steal it easily.
You're right.
So forget about it.
Make him stop.
Here he goes. And the throw is going to be in center field. Just forget about it.
Well, that's the problem. When you throw from your knees, you don't have a foundation that gives you a stride to your target, and you throw across your body, and this is exactly what's going to happen. You're going to throw it away from the middle infielder, and once Hamilton saw the ball go to center, he's going to walk into third. So this is kind of how the game started.
Giants are going to play the infield back. And that pitch is high, 1-0.
And really, and Lincecum takes a long look at it. He thought that ball should have been a strike. He probably should just go out of the window.
And that pitch is high.
And there's probably going to be some activity in the Giants bullpen very quickly.
Phillips is 0 for 2. Giants need a pop-up or a strikeout here with Brandon Phillips at the plate. And that's a fair ball. Right past Sandoval. Frazier is being waved in, and there'll be no throw, and Phillips knocks them both in.
And Dave Righetti once again is going to come out. Let's take a look at the pitch. Just hang and break a ball out over the middle of the plate. And Phillips just goes out and hooks it right past Sandoval, who never really had a chance. And once it gets down the corner, they had Morse playing towards the gap in left center. It was an opportunity for Todd Frazier. And Steve Smith, the third base coach for the Reds, says, come on in.
So here's Jay Bruce. Bruce doubled in the first, popped out in the third. Nobody out. And Phillips just took off. And that's his first steal of the year.
And that's just a guy who knows a pitcher. There's some anger going on right there. Lincecum not paying great attention to the runner, not varying his head looks. And Hector Sanchez did the right thing. I mean, he had no chance to throw it.
Now the Giants will pull the infield in. And it's down low.
David Huff in the bullpen. See Mark Gardner getting him ready. I like that call from Hector Sanchez with 2-0. It was not a fastball. Looked like a slider.
And there's a base hit for Bruce. And it's now 7-3. And still nobody out here in the fifth. So the problems for Lincecum continue against the Cincinnati Reds. Coming in, his lifetime ERA was 8.65.
Well, every player's got a team. Every player's got a ballpark that is haunted. And for Lincecum, this has been that place. It even makes it more special as to what he did in the playoffs in 2012.
Here's Mesoraco. He's homered and he's bounced out to third. And Bruce goes, and the throw is into center field. So we've got a theme here, and it's not a good one.
Well, it's not the big leagues, and it's very frustrating for a manager to watch. And right now, Lincecum's concentration just is not to the runner. He's not holding the runners on. And Hector Sanchez is hurrying throws. They're errant. They're going into center field.
So
4 errors on the night for the Giants.
Infield in, and it's blocked by Sanchez. 2 balls and 1 strike.
I mean, it's human nature to get angry out there, but you've got to shake the anger. You have to identify the situation and you have to adjust to it. If that means holding on a runner, he just has to do a better job of it. And when you're holding a runner on, you have to vary the times with which you unload. You come set, you count to 3. You come set, you count to 2. You come set, you count to 6. And when you have a runner at second base, you come set, you look twice. You come set, you look once. You come set, you look 3 times. You vary it.
Crawford has it on a big hop. Mesoraco bounces out. That's out number 1. And here's Pena. Pena is 0 for 2. He reached on a Buster Posey fielding error in the 4th. Giants keep the infield in. And this is bounced foul. Billy Hatcher. On the ground to Arias, who's going to go home, and that was not a wise move. Coming in to score is Bruce. It'll be a fielder's choice and an RBI. Once Arias went back on the ball, you got to get the out at first. So Bruce Bochy's coming out. When it's time for a change, thing Speedy Oil change and auto service, your oil change tune-up and repair experts. In the bottom of the 5th inning.
David Huff, the new pitcher now for Bruce Bochy, coming in for the 16th time. 1-0 with an ERA in the 6s, and it really took a beating with an outing that cost him 4 earned runs in St. Louis. For Huff, they give you a low 90s fastball, 2 different types of movement, 2-seam and 4-seam, curveball, slider, and a changeup. Saw him throw some good 2-seam fastballs in the outing after the bad outing in St. Louis. That was Bumgarner trying to pump his buddy up. This game will humble you, man.
Lincecum had a start against the Reds last year at home. It was July 22nd. 3 2/3, 9 hits, 8 earned runs, a walk, and 2 strikeouts. He gave up 3 home runs that day. So the Reds, not a friend, nor is Schumacher to Huff as he singles into left field. And that'll bring up Kozar. Lincecum struck out Kozar twice. Giants are just trying to get off the field. There's a strike, and it's 0-1.
Yeah, sometimes strikes are hard to find. Sometimes outs are hard to find.
Huff throws that pitch wide. 1 ball and 1 strike. Mesoraco has made the only out in this inning as he bounced out to Crawford. One and two.
Good fastball. Need to calm the waters right now. Get his team back in. Give them a chance to scratch back. This is a live yard. I mean, 5 runs down. It's not a big deal. If you have a good offense, you can definitely make that up.
And that's in the first row of the level right below us, and then it bounces down and out of play. Something's open down the left field line. dropped. A beach ball. Come on. Is that a beach ball?
Imported all the way from Los Angeles.
Wow. 1-2 to Cozart. And Cozart does not go around. 2-2.
Adrian Johnson, the first base umpire, with the no swing. Yep, there's your friend. He's going, what do I do with this thing? No, just pop it. Use your spike. Get a rock. Use your finger. Get a pin.
Cozart reached way out over the plate. So Huff looking in to Hector Sanchez. This is still the bottom of the 5th. Cozart needs new lumber.
Yep, high fives. Feels good, smells good, is good.
So it remains 2-2. Back. Two balls, two strikes. Up now a long look in, and now Cozart gets tired of waiting.
Nice little cut fastball, perfectly placed towards the back foot. So that's a big strikeout. Minimize the damage. That's a hat trick now for Cozart.
So here's Bailey. Bailey is bounced out and flied out. Back, good swing, and it's 0-1.
Yeah, that's a backyard hack right there. He's played some wiffle ball in his life. Homer Bailey from LaGrange, Texas. How?
And on the outside corner, 0-2. 4 in the first, 4 here in the 5th. And that'll end the inning. Damage done. 6th inning coming up. Reds 8, Giants 3. true stories. On this date in 1932, Giants announced the resignation of manager John McGraw, who led the Giants for 31 seasons, included 10 National League pennants, 3 World Series titles. Bill Terry took over for the next 10 seasons. 5 of them as a player manager.
Could you imagine how hard that would be? To be a player manager?
I know. I played with the guy for 2 years.
I know. Frank Robinson.
So here's Morris. Morris has bounced out twice.
It's my mom.
Giants trail by 5. Low, 1 ball and no strikes. Bailey with 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. Foul back. Morris was laying in the weeds.
Yes, he was. And he just missed one there. 2-0 fastball. Plus Homer Bailey with a 5-run lead. He's not going to try and walk anybody here, so he's going to go right across the plate, take advantage of that 5-run advantage. And Morris just missed it. And he's going to get the same situation here.
Let it rip. He does. 3-2.
I mean, he's not exactly getting in there naked either when he's got a challenge. That was 96.
On 1 hop to Cozart.
Well, the New York Mets are coming to AT&T Park this weekend. That's right, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And Saturday, June 7th, the 7:05 start is Superhero Night. First 7,500 kids 14 and under will receive a pair of Sergio Romo Superhero socks, courtesy of C's Candies. And on Sunday, which is a 1:05 start, the first 20,000 fans will receive a Hello Kitty Giants plush. Giants, there are tickets remaining for all 3 Mets games, so go to sfgiants.com/tickets and check it out.
Here's Hector Sanchez. Hector hit by a pitch in the 2nd and then struck out in the 4th.
Good changeup.
And a deadly combination when you throw 95, 96. In the dirt.
Came back with another changeup. And the pitch that Mesoraco wanted was the high fastball inside above the hands, and Bailey shook off 2 times to get to that changeup again. So he clearly is calling his own game.
Sanchez, who has a tendency to choke up a little bit once he gets 2 strikes on him. She's got the spirit.
Oh yeah, gamer babe. She's never going to give up on her Giants. Bailey has not been that sharp tonight with his command. He has created a lot of hitters counts, 1-0s, 2-0s, 3-1s, but he's been able to pitch out of them, to his credit.
Out of play.
Talking to Bruce Bochy today about the month of May. The Giants had the 1st of May off, and then the rest of the month they had one other day off, which was a great month for them. They played well. They got into a rhythm. And they all had a day off yesterday, and Bochy said today that he was feeling a little lethargic trying to get going after a day off.
Got him.
Sixth strikeout for Bailey, and that's the first called strike 3.
So here's Crawford. Crawford doubled in the first, popped out in the fourth.
And they unveil the new K.
We got it? We're going to get it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's got it.
Come on.
It's a big job. That sign's about as big as she is.
It is. Crawford takes high, 1 ball and no strikes. Bailey looking in, and the 1-0 delivery to Brandon Crawford is in the dirt, 2-0.
Yeah, they're a good hitters count. And what that has inevitably done to Bailey is it's run his pitch count up.
Crawford swinging and missing, 2 balls and 1 strike.
And that's when he reaches back, goes country hard, 97, and he pitches out of it. And that's kind of how the evening has gone for Bailey. When he's had to make a pitch, it has always been to the fastball, and it's always been quality with great velocity. As Rocco's going, I know what you're thinking. You want to throw another off-speed stuff, but what do you say we just throw the fastball?
Let's not.
You have to put a sign down. They already talked about it. Fastball away.
Leaked out just a little bit.
And that looked like a cutter. So George Canto's getting up. If the pitcher spot comes up this inning, he will be in the game. Otherwise, Huff will go back out, I would imagine.
Back again. Crawford in a battle here with Homer Bailey with 2 outs in the 6th. And that's down the left field line and out of play. Arias would hit if Crawford reaches here in the 6th. Morris bounced out. Sanchez struck out. Got him for strikeout number 7. Top of the order coming up. It's 8-3 Reds.
Savannah Bay area is brought to you by Heffernan Insurance Brokers, offering business and personal insurance, employee benefits, and financial services. Visit us at hefins.com and by Xfinity, home of the most live sports.
Here in Cincinnati, it's 8-3 Reds as David Huff goes back out. Giants fans disappointed so far. Huff will go after Hamilton. Takes low and away, 1-0. This is hit out to right field. Hunter Pence.
J.J. Hoover, the right-hander, getting ready. That may be it for Mr. Bailey on the night. I think it was the pitch count that got him.
So here's Frazier. Frazier's walked twice and scored both times. And he shoots this one into the seats. Down low with Phillips to follow. This is lifted into left center field. That's going to be a base hit. So Frazier comes up with his first hit. He's been on base 3 times now. So here's Phillips. Phillips doubled in the 5th inning. And there's a strike, and it's 0-1. Crawford and Arias at double play depth. And on the ground is Sandoval. Short hop. They go to second for 1. And a double play. A nice turn by Arias. And that'll end the inning. We will head to the 7th inning. Here in Cincinnati, it remains 8-3 Reds. Toyota dealer. It was a start for Tim Lincecum. It was a start for Homer Bailey. Lincecum went 4 1/3, 6 hits, 3 walks. He allowed 8 earned runs. Bailey wasn't that sharp, but look, he's got an 8-3 lead. He struck out 7. He only walked 1. Hunter Pence needs a triple for the cycle, and Mesoraco with a 2-run home run in the first inning. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and repair experts.
Take a look at the numbers for J.J. Hoover. 22nd game that he's come in. 1-4 with a 5.56 ERA. 26 strikeouts though in 22 2/3 innings. I'll tell you that he's got good stuff, but 15 walks in 22 2/3 tells you that he doesn't have great command. Got a good fastball, go low to mid 90s, curveball, slider, changeup. He's got the 4 pitches you'd see from a starter. And he is a guy who is in need of some work.
Facing Arias, who takes high, 1 ball and no strikes. Gregor Blanco's on deck, and then it'll be Pagan. Two and 0. Arias pops up the 2-0 pitch into center field for Hamilton. 1 out. And here's Blanco. So Blanco steps up. He's hitting for Huff. Blanco's got the average up to 238. And he'll pop up the first pitch, and that'll be about 20 rows back of the Giants dugout. It's no balls and 1 strike.
Yeah, he went up there looking for a fastball and got it. Easy, big fella. Whoa. You better put your seatbelts back on.
Yeah, little bloody nose. I don't think he impressed the 2 girls sitting behind him.
No, I don't think so.
Swing and a miss. These two, they're going, huh? What's up with this guy? He's got crutches.
Hey, he got the ball. A couple of laughs now.
He got their attention.
Yeah.
Blanco skies one out to Jay Bruce, racing in, and he'll make the catch.
I think if the guy was playing a pity card, I think he's doing good.
You think it's working?
Yeah. All right, here we go. I got this one. I got this one. And he went right over the seat. When the guy does that, I mean, you
see the girls? They're going, I want to. You think she's saying, I want to meet that guy? No, I don't think so. So here's Pagan with 2 outs. Never dive for a ball in the stands if you brought crutches to the park. Pagan is 0 for 2 with the walk, and he fouls this one back, not wasting any time. Might have
maybe
cracked the lip a little bit.
Chip the tooth.
Checking the nose. But that $14 baseball, I got that baby in my pocket. Did we go out with that guy on Dave's birthday Saturday night?
I think we did. He was driving the cab.
It's 1 ball and 1 strike. And the call strike. It's 1 and 2. 7th inning.
Pretty good breakup on a 1-1 count.
Two and 2. 94. Rockies and Diamondbacks are playing tonight in Denver. Dodgers and White Sox tonight in Los Angeles. Pagan fouls it out of play. San Diego hosting the Pirates tonight.
Hey, nice play.
Not a girl.
Barehander does not need a glove. So Hoover thought he had strike 3 on the inside corner with the fastball.
Close enough. And Pagan drives one. Center field, however, Hamilton is there to put it away to end the inning. Hoover with a 1-2-3-7. That guy seems to be doing all right. It'll be Jay Bruce to lead things off. An 8-3 lead for the Reds. When it's time for a change thing, Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and repair experts.
George Cantos, the new pitcher now for the Giants. 6th time that he has come in. 1-0 with a 1.29 ERA. It's off to a good start. Rigor Blanco stays in the game. He's out in center field. And he'll stay in that 9th spot. And the pitcher spot will be in the 1st spot. Cantos When we saw him when he first came up, he was kind of a two-pitch guy. A fastball that would go low 90s and a hard slider. It was a good one, downward snapper. But then he kind of fell in love with the slider, and he was throwing it too much. So when he went back down, I mean, he really started using that fastball more. He started coming up with two types of movement of the fastball. Started throwing a cutter and a changeup, giving him some more looks. And it has really helped him out.
Stay positive.
Stay positive.
Here's Jay Bruce. Jay Bruce, 2 for 3. Takes the first pitch wide. Mesoraco on deck. Giants with the shift on for Bruce. Bruce lines this one as Blanco moves over and he puts it away.
Got Monday, June 9th. That would be Polynesian Heritage Night, presented at AT&T. Your special event package will include access to the Polynesian Heritage Night pregame party, a Giants Kukui necklace, and a game ticket to see the Giants take on the Nationals. Go to sfgiants.com/special events and check this out. You need to get the special event ticket to get the Kukui necklace. Very cool.
There's Mesoraco, 1 for 3. First pitch high, 1 ball and no strikes. We're in the bottom of the 7th. Swing and a miss. Good pitch from Cantos. Fouled out of play. And that's it now. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Logan Andrusik is in the bullpen.
There you see the hitting background, the batter's eye, center field. Guys say this is a great place to hit.
Hit into center field with something behind it. And Blanco's going to make the catch.
This is one of those ballparks when you see a ball get hit in the air, you kind of hold your breath. It is so live.
Makes you not miss pitching.
No.
Here's Brian Pena. And it's wide, 1 ball and no strikes. Pena has popped out, he's walked, and he's reached on a fielder's choice. And this one is popped up in the area of Brandon Crawford, and that's going to end the inning. So Cantos with a 1-2-3 7th. 8th inning coming up, and for the Giants, it'll be Hunter Pence trying to come up with that triple. Afternoon, pregame live at 3:30. We'll have the first pitch right around the top of the hour, and you can watch it right here on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. The morning game here on Thursday, that'll be getaway day. Tomorrow, by the way, will be Ryan Vogelsong against Tony Zangrani. So here's Pence facing Hoover.
This is a tough ballpark to get a triple in.
This is a tough park. You're right. It's popped up and it's out of play. Needs the triple for the cycle. We didn't make that clear.
So he's got to like hit it off the right center field wall, and it's got to kick away from Hamilton. It's tough for this outfield. Got some good speed out there.
This is lined right at the third baseman. Frazier, 1 out.
Stay hot, Hunter Pence. Another good at bat. Oh, he got a good pitch to hit. Big breaking ball, and watch that top hat come through and just hammer it.
Here's Buster Posey.
Frazier, one crossover step and a backhander.
And a breaking ball, and it's 0-1 with Pablo Sandoval on deck. Bailey went 6, allowed 3 earned runs. He had a walk and 7 strikeouts. Two and 2. Buster Posey fights this one off. It remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. All back.
Watch Posey in the St. Louis series. He only had a chance to play 1 game. That was the Sunday game. He had 3 hits. And it was the first time in a long time that he was allowing the ball to get deep to him. And he's just fighting off good pitches right now. I mean, Hoover's really wearing that outside corner out, just pounding the corner.
And another 2-2 pitch as Hoover looks in, and now he deals to Buster Posey, and Buster hits it on the ground to Cozart. 2 down. Tune into the Murph and Mac Morning Show on KNBR tomorrow morning. Mike will talk about this game with the fellas on KNBR 680, the sports leader. With 2 outs, here's Sandoval. Sandoval is 0 for 2. He had a sacrifice fly in the 3rd.
Well, that sacrifice fly he had was a good at bat. I mean, he really had to fight for it. He did it in a 2-strike count. And could have had more. Only a nice play from Billy Hamilton, the center fielder, denied that. I think you're going to see the Reds go after Sandoval this way this entire series. Just stay on the outskirts of the strike zone, either below it or above it.
Frazier's going to go over, but this is going to be in the seats. All right. Right next to the Nate Scherholtz jersey. Otherwise known as Big Fella.
Yeah, he's a big fella.
2-1 to Sandoval.
Do not see a lot of gloves in this ballpark.
And that's foul. Sandoval breaks his back. So it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. And it's up and in and off the glove of Mesoraco, so it's 3-2. Bailey and now Hoover. Hoover in his 2nd inning.
They have both had good fastballs. .94 right across the letters, pretty steady, same way that Homer Bailey went after him.
Hit his computer. Not happy. Not happy. Henry Schulman's going to go fix it. Sandoval out swinging, and that'll end the inning. Tell you what that'll do is that'll ruin somebody's night. Bottom of the 8th coming up. Tonight after John Sportsnet Bay Area, Henry Wolford, Dave Feldman, they'll do the honors. You get words from this ball game out of the Giants clubhouse, National League West highlights, and a report from the 49ers. So here in the bottom of the 8th inning, Canto stays out. And he'll be facing Schumacher, Cozart. Adrianza goes into play second. Arias moves to first.
All right, you want to see what a hangdog looks like? Look at the reaction of this gentleman when he sees that his computer is broken. That's a hangdog. I feel you. That's not funny. That's computers. That's his lifeline right there.
Yep. Do you want the ball?
That's some consolation right
no,
there.
I don't want the ball. How about that? Schumacher takes a strike. Using another computer to get his game story on. That's every writer's nightmare. Schumacher singled in the 5th inning. He's 1 for 3. Here he fouls it off his foot. And it remains 0-2.
The Miami Marlins tonight shut out the Tampa Bay Rays. Henderson Alvarez was the pitcher who threw the shutout. 88 pitches to complete that game. How about that?
Oh, 2 pitch. Not close. By the way, the writer that we're looking at, he does have a name. It's Mark Sheldon. He's the Reds MLB.com writer. There's Mark, not happy.
No, I would say that's a pretty good scout report.
Down the left field line and out of play.
I want to know who travels around with a second laptop they just dropped on him so he could finish his piece.
Lifted into left field for Michael Morris.
Well, there's the shattered screen. And I'd say the Panda got that one right in the sweet spot.
Yep. Here's Cozart. Cozart is 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts.
So you think he's thinking butt back to the pitcher?
He is not. He's thinking I can save the night by knocking one out of the park.
Yeah, he's got some pop.
Sandoval flags it down at third.
That was not an easy play.
Donald Lutz will be the pinch hitter. See the numbers for Lutz, just recently called up from AAA. 2 for 9. So Cantos deals to Lutz, and that's Steve Reich on the outside corner. Just off the plate. We just left St. Louis, and longtime broadcaster Mike Shannon. He's the master of the Steve Right.
We hear that, and every time we do, it makes us smile.
Yeah. Here's the 1-1, and that's just off the plate. 2 balls and 1 strike.
last game of that 4-game series in St. Louis, Shannon came over to say goodbye. He's not going to be traveling to the West Coast anymore. So it'll be the only time that we will see him unless the Giants were to face.
It's going to make a bunch of West Coast people unhappy.
Well, you're right. He loves the West Coast. He likes the golf. He likes the wine country. He likes the city of San Francisco.
He's been going to San Francisco for about 50 years.
Literally.
It's 2-2 to Lutz.
Now that's a different stain on a bat. Kind of a gray piece of wood.
Looks illegal, although that's not an accusation. That's just an observation.
We have to be very careful with what we say these days.
I dread the thought of any Rockies players using that stain. Three balls and 2 strikes. Well, that's just about the only way you're going to slow down Hamilton, is walk the guy in front of him. Hamilton is 2 for 4. Double in the first, infield hit in the 5th. He's stolen 2 bases tonight. He's got 22 on the year. Fastball high, 1-0.
Played to the left side of the field. They're guarding the gap in left field, and they're choking him. Not giving him a lot of depth. I don't think he's going to put too much sting into the ball. And if you see his swing, the one that he learned basically when he got into professional baseball, the one that is just kind of a half swing to put the ball on the ground, so you don't get all corkscrewed in the batter's box, and you can get out of the box quickly to get down the first baseline and use your speed. You react to it if you're a defense. You bring the outfield in, which is what the Giants have done. And basically what the Reds are asking this young man to do is learn the leadoff position at the big league level, and that is the hardest position in the lineup to learn.
Two balls and 1 strike. Lincecum, Huff, and now Cantos in the 2nd inning of work.
We've been hearing about this kid for a while. Hamilton stole 103 bases in 2011. Then the next year he comes back and he steals 155. When you do that, you put yourself on a map. In that year, in 2012, he led the league in 2 leagues in stolen bases. 104 at Bakersfield, which is Cal League, and he had 51 at Pensacola Double-A ball.
Hey, you leave an impression wherever you go.
155 stolen bases in 132 games.
Out of play, it's 3-2.
So a talent. And he's not hitting for a high average right now, 257, but he he's a force. He's a guy that can definitely disrupt the game. And we saw it firsthand tonight. On base percentage just at 290. Now the premier base stealers are between 375 and 400. So he has a ways to go. But again, they're asking him to learn his position here at the big league level. And with his type of talent, you can definitely be patient.
Out of play on the 3-2 pitch. The runner was going. So Cantos about to throw pitch number 30. So here it is to Billy Hamilton. And the runner goes, and it's fouled out of play. He might do this all night.
Well, he doesn't have a lot of swing. I mean, it's a cut down swing. And that makes it a little bit tougher to swing and miss. Hamilton has struck out 36 times in 175 at bats. And the one thing he doesn't do a lot of is walk.
Runner goes. Out of play again.
He's only walked 9 times this year.
Infield relaxes just a little bit. It'll be another 3-2 pitch. Out of play.
Good pitch. Good fight him off. Good wrestling match in the stands. All in all, I'd say it was a pretty entertaining pitch.
And it ended up in that little girl's hand. It remains 3-2. Hamilton's made a few people happy in this at bat. Got him, and that'll end the inning. 9th inning coming up. Lots of work to do for the Giants.
Player of the game, we think that Hunter Pence is worthy of that distinction this evening. 3 hits, first at bat. Tomahawks one right out of the ballpark for his 8th home run of the year. That made it a 1-0 ball game. It got the celebration going. He would add a double in the 3rd inning, hooked it right down the line, the base of the foul pool. And then in the 5th inning, he had a comeback up the middle, just hit off of the glove of Homer Bailey into center field. That made it a 3-for-3 night. At that point, he had 3 legs on the cycle. And then in his last at bat in the 8th, hit a bullet to Todd Frazier, the 3rd baseman. So 4 good at bats, 3 hits. He's our Honda player of the game.
When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change, tune-up, and repair experts.
Logan Andrusek, the new pitcher for the Reds, 16th time he's come in, 1-2 with a 5.63 ERA. 29 base runners in 16 innings. He's got low to mid-90s sink with a curveball and a splitter.
On 1 pitch, Frazier charges.
Wow.
Morris now 0 for 4 on 4 ground balls. And that'll bring up Hector Sanchez. Sanchez hit by a pitch in the 2nd, and then he struck out in the 4th swinging, struck out in the 6th looking. Crawford to follow. This is fouled out of play. At one point in this game, 27,152.
Well, this has been the red road trip. A lot of red in St. Louis, a lot of red here, of course. So they call them the Cincinnati Reds.
In fact, 2 red shirts. This is Kupena. And you cannot walk by the coach's office and get away with wearing any red shirts.
No, you cannot. Logan Andrusek, 6'8", 231 pounds, in his 5th year at the big league level, 29 years of age, out of Shiner, Texas. You know where Shiner, Texas is, right?
I do. It's right outside Dallas-Fort Worth area.
Well, I'm impressed.
Here's Crawford. Crawford is 1 for 3.
Reds bullpen really took a beating early in the year when their bullpen ace, their closer, got hurt.
This is on the ground to Pena, and this is the ball game. So game 1 in this 3-game series goes to the Reds, and Homer Bailey is going to go 3-0 lifetime against the Giants, and Tim Linson is going to go 0-4 lifetime against the Reds. So Giants now have to think about trying to pick up a win tomorrow, weather permitting.
Well, Ryan Vogelsong will be on the hill to try and even things up. He's been throwing the ball great, and hopefully the Giants can play a little bit better, cleaner game with the defense. 4 errors tonight.
Final score: Reds 8, Giants 3. Esurance Giants postgame live is coming up.